Today, we've got everything you need to succeed on YouTube gaming. We're going to break it all down for you today on the Digital Jump Podcast. Let me tell you how. First of all, we're going to break down where the market currently is at for YouTube gaming. Is the platform trending up in terms of live? How much competition is there? Direct information from YouTube's head of gaming executive. We're going to break that down today. How many active creators are you up against? What are the top games? Then we're going to get into 3 examples of creators that have grown in successful gaming niches here recently using 3 unique strategies. We're going to break down the 3 things they're doing to inspire your gaming content strategies to help you grow. Then, if you stay tuned to the very end, we're going to show you a creator that is running the ultimate YouTube gaming strategy right now. That is like end game. It's like bulletproof for the next 5 years, in our opinion. We're going to show that to you, break down exactly what they're doing right, so that you can start to take these ideas and model your own strategy so you can potentially go full-time as a gaming content creator with YouTube gaming as your main platform. Are you ready? All right, let's go ahead and pay those bills and we'll be right back with all this juicy information. Let's go. This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
You know, 2020 was an interesting year for live streamers and creators, mainly because of COVID and the effect that it had on the entire industry. When we talked to Restream CEO, it was actually interesting. He thought that, you know, it had progressed years just in one single year last year. And I think that's going to be a positive moving forward. But the amount of competition also went up last year. A lot of new games came into the territory, a lot of games like Among Us and things like that we probably weren't expecting to come into the fold. So now looking in 2021, let's start with the question, where is the market at right now in 2021?
Perrin, that's on you. Tell us.
Yeah, so we have this. We're going to go back to this article from Ryan Wyatt, the head of YouTube gaming. This came out kind of towards the end of this year. And in this article, it states the growth numbers of the platform, and they're pretty ridiculous. If you're looking to see where gaming is growing, YouTube is one of the main players in the market. They now have over 40 million active gaming channels with over 100 billion hours of gaming content. Consider that for a second. Not 1 billion, not 10 billion, 100 billion hours is a ton. That's so much gaming content. I don't even know how we're consuming all of it. I don't think we are even consuming that much content. And the other thing is looking at the top games overall for 2020. This was huge. We've done our own episode on this, but we need this context for this episode because of the mobile impact. Okay. So Garena Free Fire on here again. Fortnite still in the top 5, but it looks like it's finally declining. And the one thing that never strays from YouTube ever, it seems like, is
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah. And not only that, but it's skyrocketed at way above all the other views of every other game at 201 billion views. And the only thing that's even close is Roblox, which is basically very similar to Minecraft until we get to Garena Free Fire, which is seeing explosive growth on the platform. We also did a podcast episode about that as well. So if you look at the top live games watched too, it's very similar. Minecraft, Garena Free Fire, Fortnite, and PUBG Mobile creeping up on the list. Another mobile game. Hold
on, is that 2 mobile games down at the bottom of that list? Garena Free Fire for live, and 2 games, Minecraft and Fortnite, that are on mobile. So 4 out of the 5 top live games down there are on mobile. And if you look at the top overall games on YouTube, 4 out of 5 are currently on mobile as well. Are we seeing some sort of trend here that mobile is taking over YouTube? Is that hyperbole or is that the real deal?
Hey, let's see what's going on today. If I can get off of my pen tool here. If we just look at YouTube even today, I mean, Free Fire is sitting up here in the top of the list, and day by day, this is the same thing. Okay, we see the same thing, the same mobile games, player on PUBG Mobile coming on up too. So mobile gaming is taking over, and I think 2021 is going to be the year where it's going to be undeniable for every creator that mobile is very lucrative. And instead of just, you know, wishing it away and being like, I'm never going to be a mobile creator, most PC gaming creators are like this. They're going to have to actually consider for a moment, maybe they should actually think about doing it, because it's going to grow and continue to explode. And that's where most of the growth on YouTube gaming. And even when we talked about Facebook gaming yesterday, that's where most of the growth is coming from. That's where most of the new viewership is coming from. And if you're not looking at mobile games, you're not going to have a 2021 strategy. You're going to be sitting back there in 2010, 2015, trying to make it big in a very, very niche market that just gets more competitive and more niche. Am I off the ball here, or do you think this is a good prediction?
No. You are spot on, and I'm going to say something that we've been saying literally every episode, and I want AWOL to expand on it yet again. Talk about when you're trying to go full time as a creator, the difference between earning revenue and potential sponsorships and that additional income from streaming and doing videos on mobile games compared to your regular, console PC games.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about this. So one of the reasons why mobile games are the top games on YouTube is because they make more money than the other games. And so when a game makes a lot of money, what happens? They spend that money on advertising and on influencer marketing. So on YouTube, these mobile games are top because they're dumping millions of dollars into YouTube every single month on advertising and on paying streamers and on paying creators like you to cover their games. Whereas PC and console games aren't doing that to that extent. And so when there's nonstop reoccurring revenue, millions being dumped into YouTube month after month after month after month, that means that these games just keep going up, 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 up in terms of popularity. And so that's why you see a lot of PC and console titles when they launch, they're really popular at launch, and then they die immediately after launch. Look at Cyberpunk 2077's popularity. It went down by like 80% within a couple weeks of the game launching. It's all about the marketing money. And if you guys want to go full-time as gaming content creators on YouTube, you need to follow the money. Marketing dollars equals popularity of game. Marketing dollars equals sponsorships that can grow your channel and can grow your income. Let me just share with you a mind-blowing example of how much money a creator made in 1 month. Okay, so there's this creator I coach. His name is, I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to say how much money he makes, but he's a mobile gaming creator, let's say. And I coach about 10 to 12 mobile gaming creators on a regular basis. He only gets 250,000 to 500,000 views per month on his channel. So boys, guesses around the table. How much money did he make in sponsorships 1 month when he juiced it out with mobile gaming sponsorships? Price is Right style. He only made 250,000 views per month to 500,000 views per month. How much money in 1 month off of that amount of views, which isn't that much? Ross, first guess goes to you.
All right, I'm just going back to the basic math of what I know and how much they're making. 250,000 views in the grand scheme of monetizing something isn't necessarily that big. But given the topic that we're on mobile, I'll say 5 to 10,000. Let's go 7,000.
$7,000, he thinks, is the first guess. Price is Right style. Perrin, what's the guess for you in terms of mobile sponsorships? 250,000 to 500,000 views per month on this channel.
With 9,000. I'm going to go a little higher than Ross.
I was about to say
9,000. Okay.
Don't you dare go 7,001.
The correct answer is over 9,000. So neither of you guys went over, and the answer was $50,000.
50,000?
Holy hell!
$50,000. $50,000 in 1 month off of about 500,000 views per month channel. How is that even possible? Mobile gaming sponsors are far more lucrative on YouTube than any other type of sponsorship. And so that's something that you guys should take to the bank literally. If you're looking for a niche that can make you money, can pay your bills, support your family, help you build a 401k, help you get that studio of your dreams or whatever, mobile gaming can be that ticket. Throw in a couple mobile gaming sponsorships per month. You can make thousands of dollars extra per month in that space because there are unlimited advertisers there. Back to you, Ross.
Let's talk about how much competition there actually is right now on YouTube. I think, we kind of hit on this earlier, but I don't think we understand the extent of how competitive it actually is. And, going back to yesterday, what can you do? We talked about yesterday what you can do on Facebook gaming to kind of stand out. Is there anything that you can do on YouTube to kind of suppress the competition without giving away the strategy we're talking about later?
Oh, you're asking me?
I'm asking you.
Okay, perfect. So the competition on YouTube has never been bigger. 40 million people you're competing against at any given point. And what we're going to show here in just a moment are 3 examples of channels that have broken through in this space and different areas that you guys might be thinking about. And Perrin just pulled up the first example here, and this is a channel called Esports Talk. So many of you guys out there have watched and probably currently watch news channels in gaming. And a lot of them just cover the general headlines in gaming, the latest controversies, the big game launches, and generally they cover whatever was botched, generally speaking, with gaming. And that gets lots of views. They literally put blood spatter all over the thumbnail. Well, this channel, Esports Talk, went a level deeper, right, Perrin? So what's the strategy here? If the main niche, the big topic is covered, where do you go to break through?
Your niche of covering something popular in news, and he just went with esports. And then he does, it's so simple. You're like, you wish you thought of it. And this is something that I would have imagined already existed, but he just doing it better because he's got better titles and better thumbnails. And he even got me clickbaited this morning on an article of him talking about Dr. Disrespect getting banned after charity work. I'm like, wait, what? And I clicked on this and I watched. You can see how much I watched of it, but it works. He knows what he's doing because he goes through the news and he just picks out the best headlines. It's really popular to react to what's going on to major players in the gaming space. So he combined that with news and esports, and he just has a nice trifecta that works really well, gets clicks, gets views, and he built an entire channel around it. Absolutely brilliant. And he didn't have to like reinvent the wheel. He just combined 3 elements that he knows works right now. And he applies effective YouTube strategies with just good thumbnails and titles. That's it. Actually, his thumbnails could be better, honestly, but
his thumbnails are really busy and they're kind of messy. They really are. But yeah, you're right. To your point, he broke into a niche within gaming news that no one else had been covering. So I want all of you guys to take note of this. What you're looking for on YouTube is you're looking to find a space where there's unlimited content potential. And news is one of those things. And so this particular channel does news around esports. There's another channel, if you want to search for it right now, actually, it's called Open World Games, just as another example. And they exclusively do news around open world games. But there is not a major player, a major channel that does news around every single niche within gaming. So if you guys are looking to cover news stories, here's Open World Games. As you can see, they're doing pretty well, 3 million views per month. They've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And if you scroll down and look at their videos right here, just yet another example, click that videos tab. They just cover whatever the hottest open world game is of that time, cover the news. They're covering Cyberpunk 2077 today. Next week, it's going to be something else. And they found a way to just do news within a subtopic within the main topic of gaming. There are tons of these topics out there. You could be looking at anime games. You could be looking at mobile games. You could be looking at RPGs. You could be looking at shooters. You could be looking at every subtopic within the main gaming topic and make a news channel about that. And the riches are in the niches, as they say. And these channels really broke through because they covered a niche that was untapped. And so this is an opportunity for you guys to get inspiration. If you're looking to cover the latest headlines, if you're already reading them all day, let's say you're really in there on looter games and like you're just always looking at those. Well, why not use that research time you're doing looking at looter games and apply that toward maybe making a news channel specifically about looter games? Maybe you're covering Borderlands and you're covering Destiny and the upcoming Anthem relaunch and things like that. That is an opportunity for you guys to grow. It is inspiration for you to understand that you can go niche down within the news and updates space. You can create content around that and add your own commentary, and people will watch it. News content is not dead. So news channels is just one kind of thing. But Perrin, we have talked roughly 200 trillion times about hyping something pre-launch and then following it through to launch. And we've got an example here. I'd love you to go over this because you've done this strategy before yourself with many games.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're talking about the Neon Arcade here and how he years in advance. I mean, let's go down. Let's go down. I want to see when he started. If we scroll down, he was probably covering Cyberpunk many years in advance. Just grinding Cyberpunk content.
Look at that,
grinding all of that hype when there's nobody else. You have very little competition. Now there's more creators are keen. They're more savvy to this strategy now, but you're still putting out content that's high in demand when there isn't much. and there's lower supply and there's lower competition. It just makes sense. And I've executed this strategy before with games like Star Wars: The Old Republic back in the day, and it works insanely well. And what's really cool is you become an authority on the knowledge around this game. So whenever it does launch, you have a competitive advantage versus everybody else trying to stream, including the big players, because you're more knowledgeable than them on everything, because you've been covering every single speck of news, every little drag of information, and getting it out there to everybody. And they know you for that. You're well known for that in your space. So you become an authority around launch. So you can actually do content during launch and post-launch with a little bit of a competitive advantage because simply of your knowledge of doing it.
Yeah, man.
So with a talk show channel, and with a channel where you're pre-hitting a big trend and you're farming it kind of like months or years in advance, it's good for live streaming too, because it gives you an advantage. It gives you that knowledge. It gives you the authority that people will come to you and get to know you for. And you can utilize that to make a name for yourself and set yourself apart from every other creator. It works time and time again. The biggest gamble and the biggest fallout is post-launch, the game completely fails, like Cyberpunk kind of, and there's just nothing. You've spent years, going after Cyberpunk, and now there seems to be nothing. And the thing is, at that point, you just have to keep grinding it, because there's still a niche of people that are there for that game, and where most of the general public or audience will go away from it, you still have people, you still have views that will be there when all is said and done. So you just have to keep sticking with it, even if something kind of fails. I imagine that with Neon Arcade, if he still covers Cyberpunk, he might lose views for the next month or so, but if he keeps it up, he'll be fine. He'll continue to get
he's going to be
views.
just fine. Absolutely, because Cyberpunk Online, the DLC, the news that's coming up, the mods, you name it. This is the classic strategy. You hit it right there. So all of you guys see games coming out 2-3 years in the future that you're hyped about, building a channel around that, doing community podcasts, covering what we would like this game to be and all of that hype content. Those are opportunities for you to grow before a game launches, before all the big boys start covering that game when it launches. You're building your own audience before the competition increases. Then once the competition goes away, after the game launches, you have the opportunity to continue to soak up those eyeballs that are coming in for that game. It is the classic vanilla ice cream flavored YouTube growth strategy, and the Neon Arcade has done it once again. And there will be YouTubers that do this in the future. And why do they succeed? Because the early bird gets the worm, and also the person that puts in the more work often gets the worm. But there's some other guy here, Ross, that I've heard of. He's some sort of medical doctor of gaming or something. Well, who is this guy? And why would we be talking about this doctor?
I don't know. He's pretty rude. He's kind of disrespectful. Talking about Dr. Disrespect. Pull up that channel. Take a look at Dr. Disrespect.
Perfect.
Oh, you already got it up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already got it on the screen. So looking at these numbers right here with Dr. Disrespect, what do you guys see in terms of the trend on his channel? So he's obviously the big live streamer that came from Twitch to YouTube. Are you seeing good things or bad things in terms of YouTube growth?
I just see a straight flat line.
Yeah.
Which is not good. It means that despite his strategy shifts and despite him going all in on YouTube here, without this little up and down anomaly here, which I think is just him unlisting a bunch of videos, without that in there, it's not working. He's not growing, which is not good for him. He should be growing, and he's not. And we know you can grow on YouTube. So what's he doing well that he's not growing?
Pull up his YouTube channel and we're going to talk about it. So this is something that's really important. If you only pay attention to one thing here on the episode today, this would be one of those things. And here's why. Here's Dr. Disrespect's channel. Let me pull it up for you guys right now. Look at what he's doing. So on this YouTube channel, he is combining live streams with videos. And unfortunately, that's not growing. And so a lot of you guys ask, will live streams kill your channel? Will live streams destroy me if I upload them on my channel? The answer is no, they don't destroy your channel. The issue is that they don't grow your channel. Dr. Disrespect is the most notable live streamer on YouTube by far. He doesn't necessarily get the most views, but he's certainly the most notable and most quote unquote famous YouTuber out there. He's collaborating with big creators. He's got a mix of incredibly edited videos on his channel. His montages are arguably the best of all time in gaming. And he has his live streams on that same channel. But because he's combining the live content plus the video content on one channel, he's not growing. And so a single channel YouTube strategy, this is Dr. Disrespect here, guys. A single channel YouTube strategy for live plus edited content doesn't work. And so if you want to build up your channel with videos, which is what actually grows channels, edited videos, then you can do that. And then you can go live on that channel at some point. But you need to make a decision to break off the live content onto its own channel to expand your empire. The analogy I like to use is, I like to use buildings for some reason for this. So everybody out there is trying to build that one building, that one skyscraper in town, your one channel, as high as humanly possible. And you reach a certain point where no matter how much work you put in, you can't make that building taller. Your channel just won't grow. So instead of trying endlessly to build that one channel up, what you should be doing is instead building multiple buildings next to it and growing out horizontally. And what Dr. Disrespect is trying to do is build his one YouTube channel up endlessly. And unfortunately, it's not working. And so we always like to talk about doing a multiple channel strategy. We like to talk about doing a multiple platform strategy. So instead of just going up with one channel and taking a lot of risk and hoping it grows, you grow across multiple avenues horizontally, and it's a far more reliable strategy. And we're gonna show you the ultimate YouTuber who's doing the ultimate strategy in just a moment. But Ross has a word from our sponsor that has to do with going across multiple platforms and growing out horizontally. Why would we talk about that? Oh, they're paying us money to talk about it. Ross, tell us all about our sponsor.
Dude, I love the building metaphor. It's a perfect for going up. You want to buy more property and take up more real estate on YouTube and on the internet. That's a great metaphor. But we're talking about Restream right here. So why are you focusing on streaming on one platform when you can be streaming on literally all of them? We talk about this all the time. You can have a single YouTube channel, you can have a Twitch channel, you can have Facebook gaming channel, but as we saw last year with Mixer, that could all just go to hell immediately. So you better have
literally.
Yeah, quite literally over a 3-week time period, Mixer, a massive platform, just disappeared. So what did those people who are streaming exclusively to Mixer do? Well, a lot of them stopped because they didn't have any growth elsewhere. Restream helps you grow on every platform. So if one platform goes away, or if Facebook Gaming changes their algorithm, or there's another adpocalypse on YouTube and everyone's videos gets taken down, all you have to do is move over to the next platform. Using Restream.io, you can find a link in the description, get 30% off your first month. Or if you're watching live, you can find it in the comments. But now, let's move on for the ultimate strategy. AWOL, I've been looking forward to this. You've been talking about this strategy since the end of last year. Tell us about it.
Drum roll, please. I'm just going to pull it up on the screen. So the ultimate strategy is iFerg. We don't like to clickbait you guys. We just like to give you the value. iFerg. You might be like, what? iFerg? Isn't that crappy mobile gaming YouTuber? Doesn't he suck? You probably didn't say that, actually. He's doing extremely well. So pay attention to everything we're about to break down about iFerg. He is the ultimate YouTube gaming creator, and his strategy is the best on YouTube right now, moving into 2021. There's a couple different things he's doing here that you guys need to pay attention to. So number one, what types of games is this man covering, Andrew Perrin?
You can just look at it right here. COD Mobile is a huge one. COD Mobile looks like he's covering mobile games. Who would have thought mobile games would have been successful? I think he's primarily all on Call of Duty Mobile, actually, from what I can tell.
He only covers one mobile game, Call of Duty Mobile. And this mobile game is a North American audience specific mobile game. Now, why would covering a North American audience specific mobile game be a smart thing to cover? Why is that good?
If you look at basically monetizing his audience, if you're going after the US audience, you're going to be able to get higher dollar value from things like subscriptions and donations. You're going to get more of them because they can afford it because they live in the US and they have the same exchange rate. Whereas if you were to build an audience that was primarily in a different country, let's say Eastern Asian territories, Philippines, Malaysia, etc., their dollar buying power is not as high. The audience will tend to be a little bit younger as well, and they'll just have less money and less buying power be able to subscribe and support your channels in various ways. So he's going after an audience that is related to him, or that can be relatable to him, because he is that audience, and they're highly monetizable in a myriad of different ways. And so he's creating a very, very lucrative audience that he can utilize across multiple different destinations, et cetera, so on and so forth.
That's right. And thank you very much for that. And check this out. Go to his channels tab. Here is the ultimate strategy. Are you ready? Look at how many channels this man has. He has the main iFerg channel with 1.6 million subscribers. He's got iFerg Live. He has broken off his live content onto its own channel where only live streams go there. He's got iFerg Plays, which are montage highlight videos of him playing games. And then he's got iFerg Clips, which is just individual clips and individual moments from his content. And so here's the breakdown. Here's why you stick around to the end of a Digital Drop podcast episode. He is covering every type of content that someone can cover on YouTube, each with its own individual channel. iFerg channel has medium length videos, so he can hit the algorithm with those medium length videos. iFerg Live has long live streams, so he can hit people with long form content. iFerg Plays has short to medium length videos so he can hit that part of the algorithm. And iFerg Clips has the shortest possible videos, so he can get that part of the algorithm. So this man on YouTube, let's review. He is covering the most lucrative and fastest growing gaming niche, mobile gaming. He is covering a game that has a North American and first world audience with the most money. So future of gaming, check. Money, check. Then he's broken off his content onto 4 different channels so that each type of video length that could possibly be hitting the algorithm, he's hitting it with its own channel. 4-channel horizontal strategy, check. That is the ultimate YouTube strategy in 2021. You cannot do a better strategy than that. That's it. That's the pinnacle. No one else is doing a strategy this good. Mobile gaming, North American and first world country markets, 4-channel strategy, end game. This kid is crushing it. So if any other creator wants to know how to grow moving forward, 99% of them are asking, how can I grow my YouTube channel? Your YouTube channel? Get good, kid. YouTube channels. You need to be making 2, 3, 4, 5 YouTube channels. That's how you grow in 2021. Build out the horizontal empire. Get good. Back to you, Perrin.
So is this something, how can you do this as one person? How can one person operate this many channels? And I imagine that someone like iFerg has employed other creators to help him with this by paying them. What a novel concept, right? So don't try to bite off all of this yourself. This is something where you're going to have to utilize a network of other creators or join a community of other creators, some looking for part-time gigs or contracted work so they can help you edit the clips to get them uploaded, or help fill out all of your meta on all of your videos. So it saves you a little bit of time. You have to figure out creative ways, and this will be the name of 2021. As a creator, how can you operate as a business person in terms of getting enough resources, enough manpower, as you will, to get this many channels and a horizontal strategy up and running with your content? That will be the name of the game in 2021. How many creators will do this? We will see, and we'll continue to keep an eye on someone like iFerg to see how he does compared to someone like Dr. Disrespect. We'll see if he changes his strategy as well. And am I missing anything else, Ross, when I take us out of here?
No, hold on. I got something else to add. I got to say something. So there's people in chat right now dismissing this. They're being dismissive. They're like, yeah, that's good, but LMNOP Gaming saying it's clever, but it's not easy to do.
It's not.
And
it's true.
Toby Create says the problem is not everybody has the time to edit that content. So, whatever. I'm not saying that you said it like that, but it's easy to dismiss people that are doing something way better than you as saying, I don't have the time for that, or that isn't easy. So I don't know. So let me share this with you. Yeah, you might be like, well, I can't edit all that content. Well, guess what? There are people in India, in the Philippines, and in countries that are not yours, probably, that have currency conversion that is favorable to you. So you can pay people to edit videos for you at 1/10 of the cost, at 1/5 of the cost that you would pay somebody in North America, Australia, UK, etc. Because your currency, especially if you have US dollars or pounds, your currency converts so well to their currency. So you can pay people $5 to make a whole bunch of thumbnails for you. You can pay people $10 to edit an entire video for you. $10. To you, that might not seem like a lot of money, but to them, that's like making $150. All right? So a lot of these channels like iFerg are paying people in countries where currency converts extremely favorably, and they have a team of editors working for them. They can get 4 or 5 editors to work on these channels for the price of one editor. That's how people are scaling up their businesses on YouTube, is they're going to the global workforce. They're finding talented people to make content for them and to manage their channels and to edit and to do thumbnails for them. And that's how they're reaching endgame. So if you're thinking, I don't have enough time for that, nobody said you did. But when you make, let's say you made $250 off of your channel this last month, how are you reinvesting that money back into your business? Did you buy yourself a new Logitech mouse? Did your new Logitech mouse grow your channel at all? No. If you had invested that $250 into somebody to make thumbnails for you, or somebody to edit some clips for you, or to edit some montages for you on a second channel, that would actually grow your business. If you have $500 that you made from all of this and you're like, you know what? I'm thinking about getting a new monitor. Why? Is that gonna make you money? Is that gonna grow your business? Think smart. Guys like iFerg think smart. They invest their money into what grows their YouTube empire, not into little accessories, little gear upgrades, and stuff like that. They are thinking, how do I build this freaking empire on YouTube? And if you can have an empire type of thinking, growing multiple buildings, building out horizontally, taking over all of the land with multiple channels, and hiring cheap editors and cheap thumbnail creators to grow that content wide, then you will reach endgame, my friends. Now, Ross, it is time for you to take us out of here.
Yeah, you know, the thing that I took away from the comments today, and by the way, I love our listeners. We have a lot of people in the comments also talking about, hey, this is awesome strategy. Let's keep going. But the reason that the strategy works is because of what we just saw in the comments. We saw AWOL and Parent just listed out 1,000 reasons, not 1,000, more like, 15, 20 reasons why this strategy works for you. And people in the comments look for the one reason to find not to do it. And that's time. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's why this is going to work, because there are so many people that don't want to put in the work, that don't want to do it. Listen, if becoming a famous live streamer or YouTube creator was just as easy as uploading a couple videos, and everybody would be famous on here. Go look at the people like we just showed. Go look at the work they're putting in, decipher their strategy, figure out how you can implement that into what you're doing on your own. Get the help that you need from other countries, from people who have it doesn't cost as much to bring them in the fold, and start moving forward. Stop making excuses. If you keep this attitude going forward in 2021, you're going to be in 2022 on January 5th, 2022, you're going to be in the same exact spot you are now, because you look for the one reason to not do something that makes you successful out of the 50